The area around Caretaker and Caretaker, especially oh, you sons of... Phone voicemail search results for Project Aegis. Call from Thomas Celestian recorded 5 days ago. The Russian attack website managed to blow the whole damn Columbia River facility to bits. I have had teams sorting through the rubble all morning and they haven't found any viable Project Aegis material. The sample I sent you is all that's left. This is a mess. Lots of people dead at the building, a total loss. Call me to discuss what you want me to do next. Tom. Oh, I didn't see you guys there. That sucks. Hold him up here. Quit shooting at him. Alright, fuck you. Hey, you hit somebody. Personal correspondence archive, email and IM search results for Project Aegis. Sample security. Mr. Telestrin, in light of the recent attacks, I have relocated the only remaining sample of Project Aegis to the safe in my office. The safe is hidden and the safe's lock is mechanical and thus not at risk from Matrix Decker attacks. Sincerely, Eric Silverstar, Director of Security, Telestry Industries, Seattle office. Well done, mon ami. As it happens, Eric Silverstar's office is on this very floor. About time a little good fortune came our way, eh? You know, it's almost as if things are going according to plan. As you say. Now, to stop those elevators, I am sure there's an accessible node in this system you can access. Find it before you overrun with guards. Okay. I knew it! I knew it! There's a trap! Are you kidding me? That's what annoys me so much. Oh yeah, get all of the group, please. Oh, jeez. Let's turn away. Fucking aggravating. When did George expect that line? I should have just ran for it. Conley turf scan and the Baron's face appears on screen. His voice is far less confident than before. This is new. What? What's new? Apparently Mr. Silverstar's reputation for paranoia is well founded. This panel has a hard-coded door control that cannot be accessed from the Matrix. It was not here yesterday. How do you have it installed so fast? That's just great. Got a new plan? A real plan? Samedi will think of something. Very well, this will work, but the plan requires you, and only you, to stay the night. You see how many tin badges they have in this place? I need all the firepower I can get. You will find the elevator once again under our control. Goes to an empty parking garage in safety. Your hired help will be able to clear the building with ease. You, however, will be Telestrian's newest employee come sunrise. Now, allow me to tell you where to go. Good morning, mon ami. You look well. You better have a good reason for locking me in here overnight. Given Mr. Silverstar's paranoia about security, we could not get into his office in a straightforward manner last night. However, thanks to the mayhem created by you and your Shadowrunners, a situation ripe for exploitation now exists. Ripe for exploitation, eh? While you waited here, I continued to probe, looking into some of the less secure, more mundane Telestrian office files. Shipping records indicate that Mr. Silverstar recently took delivery of several paintings he commissioned after being promoted to VP of Telestrian Security. The shipment was called Our Values. On the same day, Buildings Maintenance reported installing the artwork in his office at the same time as a piece of equipment purchased from Fuji Corp. Although they attempted to obfuscate its use, I believe it is the safe. And the sample is in the safe. You are very bright. Mr. Silverstar is personally conducting the investigation into last night's break-in. He's interviewing personnel who may have pertinent information. You need to be one of the personnel he interviews in his office. Once you are inside, you will need him to leave so that you can find a way to get the sample. So I tell him I have evidence so I can get inside his office for an interview. Close. You will plant evidence of your own creation. There are 3 matrix emergency power junctions on this level. If we add some comlink chips to them, it will make last night's run appear to be preparation for a larger run. It will bring the attention of Telestrian security. Now, getting the attention of corporate security comes easily to me. What's your angle? There's a janitor's uniform, ID badge, and the comlink chips in the locker. They will get you general access and allow you to pass a basic inspection. The rest is up to you. One more thing. Mr. Silverstar is well known for his creative security measures. You would do well to learn as much as you can about this man before meeting him. Now quickly, change and I will unlock the door. The supervisor has the look of a stuffer shack manager with delusions that he's on a career track rather than what he is, a disposable dime-a-dozen resource. Hey, there you are. I'm Steve Scott. I'll be your direct supervisor. Sorry I missed you when you first came in, but I only found out you were starting an hour ago when you suddenly showed up in the system. Weird glitch. Normally we'd want an orientation or we'd watch an orientation trailer and walk through our mission statement, but that's going to be hard for you on your first day, but you're going to need to clean up some blood. Maybe a lot. Cleaning up other people's messes is what I do. You'll have your hands full. There was some sort of break-in last night. Some people were, just to get things cleaned up on this floor. And listen, people are going to be edgy today. They're trying to stay invisible and don't get in any trouble. Otherwise, they're going to call me, and I'm going to have to reprimand you and put a note in your file. Straighten up this floor and stay out of trouble. Got it. I hope they get whoever did this. Only a fool would attack Telestrian corporate office and think they can get away with it. Start heading from room to room and clean what needs to cleaning. Good luck and welcome to Telestrian. Can I do for? I need to go upstairs. My supervisor says there's more cleaning to do. Top floors may only be accessed with the express authorization of Eric Silverstar, our VP of Security. You can head to the lower floors if your supervisor wants. Okay, well, I better get back to it. Two men are staring into the vent and shaking their heads. Look, Earl, I know and you know there's nothing in that vent. When I told that to Silverstar, he accused me of not wanting to crawl in there. Instead was letting the company down by not displaying the corporate value of duty. The suits sure love their mission statements and all that crap, but today isn't the day for Telestrian Corp's duty above all crap. Several of us did the ultimate duty last night. Guess we should just be happy Mr. Telestrian isn't in today. Just get in there and take another look. I have to go upstairs and report. A filthy guard is looking into an open vent. He's clearly not enjoying the idea of climbing back into the duct. Sorry I tracked that truck all over the floor. Man, I can't believe what happened to the night watch. From what I could tell, it looks like our guys got hit pretty hard. He shakes his head. Yeah, they'd shoot through those guys pretty good. Must have been pros. Look, I know it's duty before all around here, but I just want to get things cleaned up. Duty above all is Mr. Silverstar's favorite. I can't believe anyone can spot Telestian corporate values when a bunch of our guys were geeked by a few hours ago. There's nothing in the vent. Let's just get this over with, unless you really want to go back in there. Not really. There's just as much nothing in there as the last time I checked. Wiz, I'd like to get this room clean and move on. If anyone asks, you saw me in there, okay? I got you, brother. Matrix and emergency power junction. I'm going to install the common chip. The access panel comes off with a quiet pop and you place a chip inside. I have to say, at this point, it's not looking good. I don't know how it happened. Nonetheless, our records show this terminal was left unsecured in direct contravention of Telestian corporate policy. You failed in your duty. I know it's duty above all for you security types, but I am the victim here, I swear. Perhaps when Mr. Silverstar gets his next promotion, that will become a value for you data pushers as well. Right now, it seems your value is clock out early and ignore my responsibility. Don't go anywhere. I need to make my personal report to Eric. Somebody's in trouble. The wage slave is on edge. He's staring vacantly at his terminal with his hands to his face and his fingers twitching nervously. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Looks like you're in some real trouble, chummer. Buzz, unless you can clean up a shattered career, leave me alone. None of this will matter if I'm fired out on the street and eating dog food. Just leave me alone. Alright, let's see. What can I do? You gotta go. As the Telestian tech jockey turns to speak, you notice a panel has been removed from one of the land racks just behind him. Thanks for coming. Can you believe it? Silverstar is calling it an intrusion, but I know the aftermath of a Shadowrun when I see it. Start over in the corner and make sure you don't get any solvents on my servers. So, Ka, I get it. You never get the straight dope around here. That's not a big sigh while shaking his head in agreement. I get it. Silverstar was already in here hounding me like Matrix Tech's could have stopped the decking intrusion. Now I've got to execute a full diagnostic on the land racks before he comes back for a security report. He told me this would be a good opportunity to demonstrate the Telestian corporate value of efficiency. I think his investigation is going to be more about who to pin this on than finding answers. Yeah, it's never about solving the problem, it's about placing the blame. Ha, you said it. Look, we don't know how this happened. We just want to know whose fault it is. Hey, do you think you can duck out for a smoke or something? It would be easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Oh, sorry, yeah, no problem. Just another day in paradise, right? Place the chip inside. What's in here? The open panels are restless cables and half disassembled hardware. Some of it's loose. I'll take some of the lamp parts. And what's going to come in handy, but you never know. And give it to homeboy. None of this will matter after I'm fired out in the street and eating dog food. Just leave me alone. I might have just the thing to help you out. I doubt it. You know the guy who said life isn't fair? He was talking about me. Heh, me too. I used to be in accounting a few floors up. You too many drinks at the Christmas party and look at me now. I mean, I didn't want this to happen. I mean, hell, who would? You're totally right. Most of the time, I don't know if the cred I earn is worth it, but it's better than being one of those sinless scum like the ones who did this. Security's bullying you, my friend, but I can make it look like your terminal was tampered with and no one would be the wiser. You're right, there's no reason I should let security push me around. He steals himself. Just do it, quick. Place the cables and data chips around the terminal casing. Thanks so much. I won't forget this when your review comes up. Hey, no problem. Just glad I could help. Would you mind clearing out here for a while? There's a lot to do. You bet. Just remember to keep this between us. Sure thing, buddy. What can I do for you? I need to get upstairs. My supervisor said there's more cleaning to do. The top floors may only be accessed with the express authorization of Eric Silverstar or VP of Security. You can head to the lower floors if your supervisor wants. Hey, I found all these chips on some of the matrix switch boxes. Is that important? The guard thinks for a moment, then activates his comm link. He turns his back on you and has a brief conversation. Then he turns back. Mr. Silverstar would like to see you in his office immediately. What we got? Yep. There you are. It seems that some of my best are letting me down, and it's good to see that you are displaying one of the most important of my 3 key values. Well, it is duty above all, right? He laughs. Well, yes, that is the first value, and I'm glad more than those outside of security follow it. It's from a janitor, no less. No, I'm speaking of my third and final value of vigilance. Oh, vigilance, which seems to be sorely lacking around here. Thank you, sir. Well, rewards and punishments must be given where required. Now please start filling out the report on the data pad, and I'm afraid I must ask you not to sit in my chair given your attire. I need to go head downstairs and investigate your findings. I'll be right back. Your comm link begins to ring. You pick up. These paintings must be what all those expensive deliveries were. We don't have much time. I am tracking Silverstar and he's already stepping off the elevator. I don't think your disguise will hold up much longer. I'll update you on his movements. Hurry, mon ami. Let's see. There's an open bottle of expensive scotch and a single glass that appears to be half empty and half smoked cigar. The frame clicks into place and the tank slides back into the wall. He has a few guards, a tech worker, and a very nervous wage slave gathered in the board and is beginning to question them. The safe has a large DNA scanner on the. Oh, okay. So now that I know what I gotta do there, now I gotta go back here. Great work, mon ami. The time for stealth has passed. It has set off every alarm in the system, but I have unlocked the executive elevator, and your path is clear. Head to the elevator and make your escape. There, you can't go in there. Good morning, moron. Good morning, Detective McCluskey. It's a fine day for police corruption, isn't it? That's right, dummy. Keep flapping your jaw. That sort of thing will be perfect for where you're going. Mr. Calestrian wants to meet you in person. He wants to chat about last night's fun and games. You can come along quietly, or you can meet him in a body bag. Come on, Drecker Brains. Make the wrong choice. I'll opt for the stand-up conversation. Damn, I was hoping to be able to bring you in feet first. What's some advice, moron? Of course you don't. You're a Shadowrun and you live by your own rules, don't you? I suggest you keep your smart-ass remarks to yourself this time. Mr. Calestrian isn't some street meat you can impress or intimidate. He's the brains behind the throne of Tyr Tarangir, one of the richest men in Seattle. And he holds your leash, right, McCluskey? You his lapdog? His eyes say, I'd love to kill you now, but his mouth continues to smirk. I got one of the richest and most powerful men in the Pacific Northwest taking care of me, dumbass. What do you got? Free will. You're dumber than I thought. Enjoy your chat. I'll dispose of your body later. The fussy elf with the air of a Victorian butler studies you before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in the office. Thank you, Jeeves. He is not amused. Delighted to be of service. You may wait here for a few months to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's office. Some people find that they need time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you, and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry, though. Mr. Telestrian is not one to be kept waiting. There's a twinkle in Algeron's eyes that wasn't there when you spoke at the Seamstresses Union. It is good to see you again. There is much to do. What the hell are you doing here? I'm doing what I do, full sack, providing those in need with the tools they require. Seek me out after you've spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. Okay. That's off limits. Can't go up there. Nothing to steal. Why does he have Dr. Doom behind him? Let's talk to this. As you approach, James Telestrian III looks up from the computer screen built into the surface of his desk and assesses you, calculating cold. A practiced smile comes to his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from the Trivid. It's not the clothing or the trappings or the bow before your betters mansion. It's something else, the feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability. Or a pawn. I have been reviewing the results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit they are impressive. You have generated a considerable amount of damage to my office complex, killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my vice president of security his job. In 24 hours, you have accumulated quite a bill with me, ma'am. How do you intend to settle your debt? You already have confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. First, some instruction. Do not begin a negotiation by admitting that you have nothing with which to negotiate. However, you were considering your tactical situation. That tells me you are more than a mere street thug. Allow me to instruct you further. You have one piece of information which you might use as a bargaining chip in the little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the Matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. It goes like this. Your half-brother, Sam Watts, hired me to find his own killer. He had a dead man switch. When I find the killer, I get paid. You impress me, ma'am. My father's bastards are intentionally not well known, even to themselves. Nevertheless, I fail to see the connection between this Sam Watts' death and the raid on my office building. There's no connection between the research project and the dead man that I am aware of. Sam was killed by your half-sister Jessica. Jessica is protected by giant bugs. Aegis kills giant bugs, kill the bugs, kill Jessica, get paid. I find your bluntness somehow refreshing. He touches a button on the desk. Mr. Quoth, please ask my daughter to join us. The young pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you, the woman who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How did you get here? Thank you, Mary Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me a reason to forgive her for her trespass against me. She looks hungry for your help. I am glad you're here. You did well back there. Without you, we'd all be dead. She closed her eyes. Thank you, but I'm not sure that death wouldn't be better than this. I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream, that I'll wake up and I'll still be there with the bugs. You can relax, Mary Louise. You are safe, and it is over. No, it won't stop and be over until they're all dead. You didn't see them. You don't understand. Even those men you flew in there, all you do is talk. It's just like you form a committee, Father. I knew that someone had to take action. That's why I got Hakeem involved. The icy codex here, James Telestrian III, turns to ice. I see. And it was you and your crippled little friend who leaked the ages to this woman. We will speak of it later, in private. Now then, full sack. There are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a woman of the streets such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. Sounds like I don't have much of a choice. Not if you wish to draw another breath, no. There is a weight in the Telestrian library, a sense of magnitude and of purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth. You are in the presence of history. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bullsack. She is the orc who saved my daughter and the only one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Herr Brakas, what does the representative of the great dragon, Lofweir, have to tell us about this magical insect this Shadowrunner uncovered? Brakas speaks slowly with a deep, melodious German accent. He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. My lord, Lofweir has witnessed the insect's spirit's physical manifestation before, roughly 9,000 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak over the course of 5,200 years. As the level of magic rose... Hans, dear, I love you, but you could babble on forever, and I believe time is of the essence, the painted elf addresses you. Bullsack is it? Delighted. The bug you fought was not merely a magically awakened animal like a wyvern or a hydra or anything else in the Sixth World. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of an insect spirit from another plane of existence. Is that why I couldn't kill it? Exactly so. Your little buggy friend exists on both planes simultaneously. Now, an insect spirit can't simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth late for dinner in this case being us. Two elements are required to bring one across the void, a shaman and a host. First, the spirit calls upon a shaman, often in dreams. The spirit seduces the shaman with promises of great power. The shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. Next, the insect spirit requires a suitable host. The best candidates are the disaffected and the disenfranchised, in short, the weak-willed. Their minds are the most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you may imagine, these are the sort of people easily attracted to a cult, such as the Universal Brotherhood. Finally, by performing what has to be a truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving the insect totem implants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. And then it's feeding time. Harlequin is correct. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host, while transforming it into the spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. I don't like the sound of this. You shouldn't. It's bad. Really, really bad. The initial bugs prepare a nest for the summoning of a queen. Once a nest has its queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. They swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find and implanting more insect spirits into the fresh corpses, again and again and again. The room falls silent as they all consider the scenario. Faces grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not an infestation, Bullsack. It is an invasion. My Lord Lofweir knew this day would come, but he did not know precisely when or where. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed the existence of an insect spirit for the first time in this cycle of the world. Then why don't you just fire a cruise missile at the Brotherhood and call it a day? You half-engage the enemy, you know why. The insect spirit is only a resident in the transformed host's body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body and expose the spirit, but the spirit itself exists on two planes. It cannot be destroyed by mundane means, hence Project Aegis. Here, Telestrian's biotechnology and agricultural divisions worked with my Lord Lofweir's thaumaturgical engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it is released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astrobacteria strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once and can thus affect the insect spirits. Now that was a mouthful. Did you memorize it, or are you reading it off of index cards? My director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will explain how Project Aegis will be of use in the field. Dr. Ravenwood? Oh, that must be her. Our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped a delivery device for the fluorescing astral bacteria strain. They've created some prototype launchers which fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells will discharge a high-velocity stream of the bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it. So in order to stop an invasion of insects from another dimension, a dragon and an elf co-created a magical insecticide. Crude, but accurate. We must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside their facility, and the only one who has personally fought these creatures before. That, along with your highly effective assault upon my property, indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. What makes you think Project Aegis will actually work? He grins and his red lipstick catches the light. Because it has to. Come on, kid. When fate taps you on the shoulder, you've got to pay attention. Unfortunately, she has the nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on the other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, full sack? I'm a professional, and professionals get paid for the work. I assume that serving all mankind involves compensation. Of course, here's my proposal. If you prevent the queen from being summoned and destroy the insects in the next, 1 million yen will be divided by the surviving team members. 1 million? Sign me up. Excellent. He claps his hand as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way that short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Brakos raises his hand and Harlequin's clapping instantly stops. There is one final note, a warning if you will. You have seen the dangers the insects represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a powerful source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We still need her to go on the mission. By the by, I'm coming with you, Fullsack. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures for myself. I missed them last time. Telestian will bankroll you so you can hire the rest of the team. Find me when you're ready to go and we'll bug right out of here. Yeah, speak with Harlequin when you're ready to depart. If you wish to acquire additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant Quoth. He is highly resourceful. Where's Quoth? There you are. Let's talk to you. I was listening. It sounds bad. Yep. Thank you for everything. It'll be fine. I believe you. You look like you have a question. Why were you locked up at the Universal Brotherhood? Father didn't approve of my boyfriend and tried to scare him off. Something went wrong and Hakeem ended up in a wheelchair. Father covered the whole thing up and lied to me about Hakeem. He told me horrible things, and I believed him. My Aunt Lynn told me the truth about Hakeem and how my father lied. She preyed upon my anger. I was so disgusted with him. It was easy for her to get me to leave and join her new family at the Universal Brotherhood. What did Lynn Telestian and the Universal Brotherhood want with you? The Queen. Aunt Lynn was very excited to have me there, almost manic. She talked about the inner circle and how I was going to be at its center. Said she would be their queen. The way she spoke, it was as if she'd seen God or something. But it's not God she sees. It's bugs. Only bugs. Was it Hakeem who helped you in the Matrix? She smiles and laughs. Yes, even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me. My angel in cyberspace, Baron Samedi. After we escaped, I told Hakeem about the Brotherhood and about the bugs. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis so he could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the bugs. But I don't know how he knew about it. Baron Samedi just knows things. So what did Hakeem tell you about us breaking into your father's office? Nothing. I haven't spoken to him last night. Why? What happened? He hasn't contacted you? No, and I thought he would by now. Did something happen to him? I'm sure he's okay. He was in the Matrix the whole time. That's what I thought. Hakeem is amazing in the Matrix. I'm sure I'll hear from him soon. I should go. Alright, let's go. What do you got? Show me your gear. No thanks, I'm good. Let's go talk. We did not allow many opportunities during our briefing for you to ask questions, Shadowrunner. You may ask them now. How did the insect spirits get here? When the memory between planes thins, the insect spirits reach into the mind of a shaman and begin their manipulation, playing on weaknesses and offering unlimited power. If the rituals needed to bring the spirits here are performed, once a shaman takes on an insect spirit as a totem, they begin an inevitable decline into insanity, slowly losing their humanity. If Lofer had seen this before and knew another was coming, why didn't he move faster? Based upon the previous cycle of magic, the first insects are not due to appear for another 700 years. My Lord Lofer believed he was well ahead of schedule. Something is different this time. It is concerning. Why do you think it's different this time? Perhaps due to the population of humans and metahumans on Earth being so much higher than in previous ages. As a result, the volume of magic created by sentient beings is correspondingly higher. Or perhaps it is the density of the population coupled with the advances of society and technology that has altered things. Magic has never returned to a world like this one before. The density of sentient creatures coupled with the density of information coupled with the new concept, the technological persistence of memory heightens our society's external angst. Thus, more people realize how truly horrible existence is, simultaneously. That in itself may be a form of magic. Lofer is studying the question now. So where do the insects come from? As the level of magic in the sixth world grows, the, for lack of a better word, distance between the various planes of reality decreases. When the membrane between the planes is thin enough, ritual magic may be used to draw beings from one to another. So what's it like to serve a great dragon? Do not misconstrue my relationship with Lord Lofer. I do not serve. I should go. Yes, good luck. May I provide spells, spirit folk, or fetishes to help you on this critical quest? I have a question first. Were you spying on me at the Seamstress Union? You mistake your importance, Fullsack. No, I was not spying on you until Mr. Telestrian summoned. You were beneath my notice. I saw only a customer. Now, do you require magic? Are you really here? Are any of us? Yes, Fullsack, I'm here, and at the Seamstress Union, and a myriad of other places. On to the work at hand. Do you require my magic? Who are you? I'm a peddler of magical spells, spirits, and foci. Nothing more. Truly? Nope. You require my magic? Yeah, let me see what you're selling. Talk to James. Oh, good. Is there something I can clarify for you? Tell me more about Project Aegis. Telestrian Industries Corporation has been working on Project Aegis for 2 years without fully understanding its use. Loper did not trust me with the information. My engineer finally met the Dragon specs 3 months ago and had just begun the production process when my cousin Lynn hired Shadowrunners to destroy the lab and factory, leaving us only the sample you stole. Why was Marie-Louise taken by the Universal Brotherhood? The host for the Queen is chosen very carefully, as the interactions between the Queen and lead shaman are critical. A family connection between the two roles is ideal, as you have discovered my father's indiscretion with Melinda Wass. You know that Jessica Wass, the shaman, and Mary Louise are related by blood. I would appreciate if that information remained in the shadows. So how do I use the Aegis? My people have weaponized Project Aegis formula by creating shells which, when fired, propel a high-velocity cloud of the material which should be effective at killing exposed insect spirits. There are more effective ways to deliver Aegis, obviously, but time was of the essence and I need to improvise. I should go. Oh, indeed. I didn't look to see if I could buy freaking health packs before Christmas.